If you could spend a moment with some remarkable people and discover what their life sounds like, what would you ask? Welcome to Are We On Air? An audio encounter. I'm Armand Nafei, and each episode will feature one conversation with an inspiring friend of mine who will share with us the soundtrack to their life. Greetings from sunny Los Angeles and welcome back to another episode of Are We On Air? This week's guest is the wonderful and talented musician, entertainer, designer and artist that is IAN ISIAH. I first discovered IAN through a YouTube clip actually, and it was a video to his single 24/7. I remember first hearing his sound and I was immediately mesmerized, trying to figure out and pigeonhole it right away. I was like, what is this sound? It sounded so familiar yet so fresh. And then his looks and the way the video was shot immediately caught my attention, and I was intrigued and I started to dig deeper and fell in love with his sound. And here we are. After a couple of months of trying to nail down the interview, we managed to sit down and chat. And boy, was that a wonderful little chat we had. We talked about his upbringing in New York City and the way the gospel played a role in his life, or does play a role in his life, and the importance that the gospel has within the community. But we also talked about his love for the Queen Bee and how he has met her a couple of times, but also how he went to see her at Coachella and screaming like there was no tomorrow. But we also talked about his dream of becoming an A&R executive, which I pointed out right now. I'm sure he will be at some point very soon, as this man has an incredible musical knowledge, not only in terms of the sound, but also about knowing in the archives, the history, the titles of each single and album and artist, which I guess you should know when you want to become an A&R. We also talked about the importance that Ghetto Gothic and Hood by Air, that he was part of, played and plays in today's youth culture, all the way from streetwear to the music itself. But before I let you go and listen to the episodes, we should, as IAN just dropped a new album just a few days ago, have a little sneak peek into this latest record, which is a meditation album, which I love. So let's start with that, and I'll speak to you soon.
Imperfect is also a gift. Imperfection is humility. Know your power. Free yourself. Be free. Know your power.
All right, IAN, it's been a long time coming.
Hi.
I mean, it's this a year now we've been chatting.
Has it? Oh, yes. I'm like, yes, it has been a long time coming. You know, every time I stop by, I think the chateau, at least 15% of my brain is like, is this guy around right now to talk? You know, we've been trying to talk for so long.
I know, and here we are. Well, actually,
I'm so glad we're finally doing it.
Thank you. I mean, who knew?
Thank you.
Here we are.
Thanks for holding on me.
Of course. I mean, last time you just dropped your debut album.
I did.
And things have developed and changed since then.
A lot of things has changed. I mean, so does seasons. And yeah, things changed.
I just saw your Colors show.
Oh, wow. What'd you think?
Beautiful.
Wow. Thank you.
Have you ever seen the beauty that's in you? 'Cause even in the dark with my eyes closed, I see you. My mama called me up 'cause she like you, so we all cool. I thought we signed up for forever. This shit don't feel like it's forever. You ever think of what we could be? No, 'cause you be thinking about these niggas. Why you still thinking about these niggas? Everything really ain't what you see. you don't ever believe me. Have you ever seen me? 'Cause I see you. Yeah, I see you, but you never saw me. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you, but you never saw me.
I love Colors. I mean, I watch Colors like all the time.
Yeah, it's so good.
There's so many amazing artists on Colors. They're all like really, really good. I've saved on my playlist a lot of artists, and you know, most of them are like not in America.
Yeah,
like most of the artists that I learned from Colors are like overseas artists that I don't meet when I'm overseas, and it's like, wow, I didn't even know that all of you were. It's like an army of like really, really, really good musicians, and I thrive through that. I love that.
Yeah.
So Colors is like the greatest medium right now for that for me, because I'm always searching for homework in music. Like I believe in homework for my ears and for my throat. I just believe in homework, old homework, which I study enough, but I love new homework too. And that new shit is over there in Europe. Like,
you think so?
It's really, really good. I mean, it's definitely in America. I know it's here.
Yeah.
Like I got like, if tomorrow my biggest dream happened, which is to become Quincy Jones, which is to become like just a genius executive A&R, because I love music so much where it's not about stardom or anything for me. It's literally about developing music for generations. If that dream happened for me tomorrow, I can easily place America. There's so many of us here that know what's up, but Europe is coming with a new season. It's a little bit of a new seasoning. You know, I'm not trying to do a battle, but we definitely we have it, but Europe is adding on with a new seasoning. Usually Europe is just taking and trying to replicate, but this time they're replicating with their own seasoning, and I love it. And it's also because, you know, Europe, just like America, is just like multicultural, but even the cultures in Europe are like standing up more now, the multicultural side. So it's really, really showing in music, and it's really, really showing in that sound. And I hear it and I see it happening, and I love it. Yeah. And Colors is the medium. That's
totally.
And it's cool.
No, I mean, you know, now that I spent more time in the past year and back in Europe, I discover all these. I mean, I knew them before, but you spend more time with all, like even on the normal FM radio, they have like incredible global pop channels, like in each country. And I mean, it's insane what music comes out of it.
Yeah, but it's also beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
What comes out of it. Yeah. Like, and just genius. It just feels like everyone's studying each other. You know, like Tiwa Savage. Oh my God, this girl. No.
I hope she's gonna be part of season 3. She's so cool.
I am so in love with her. Like I never loved someone like that in a while from the greats that I study. Like I studied Brandy, I studied Beyonce, I studied Jasmine Sullivan. I study a lot of other women that are not known from the church faithfully, because it's just so much homework. And Tiwa Savage got it. And not because I heard her with Brandy, but because I heard her on her own. I think it was like an NPR session she did. And I was just like, it was just crazy. Like, she's amazing. Like, I can't wait to do Afro beats, and I hope I get to do it with her.
Oh, for sure.
But I just think she's really, really cool.
Do you have a favorite track by hers?
No, I haven't. I wish.
I mean, it was the Tiny Desk concert, right? The one and the NPR one.
Yeah.
Erica, baby, oh. Tiwa Savage. Boy, I could die for. I get a boy I could sing for. 50 boys on default, but now you be the one I could kill for. Boy, you be jailer, handcuff me, no go leave me, oh. You be 1 in a million, make a chop all your millions. See like Wizzy, baby, I'm Maya. Like every girl you get to fire, oh. Tiwa, baby, my love, oh my love. She say, Ricky, Jejo, go, shorty. You know it's your birthday, I go, shorty. You know it's your birthday, yeah.
Well, talking about beauty and talent, let's start with you and your life. You know, IAN ISIAH is basically just painting a picture of who you are, sonically speaking, and, you know, just pick a couple of tracks that kind of define you and your sounds. And let's start with what your earliest significant musical memories that shaped you as an artist.
Gospel music. Yeah. Gospel music is what shaped my everything. I've been in the church my whole life. My family's like musicians and pastors and all that. So like music is always like first. Well, God's first, and then second is just music as a language for my whole culture and everything, all of my upbringing. I learned so much music from church first before, you know, like growing up and going to school and learning even more music, and just keep adding on and realizing that the same pattern was in gospel music. So gospel music was always the source of like my musicianship. The fact that gospel music is more of a call and response kind of thing.
And is there like a particular recording that you would like to share with us that we can dive into your...
Oh, sure. The Clark sisters. Let's start with Karen Clark. Karen Clark's first album, it's called Finally Karen. Karen Clark is one of the sisters of the legendary Clark sisters, which is a gospel group who became very popular in the 70s for transitioning from the church to pop disco music, which is the start of everything, kind of. And they would transition so many normal church, local churches, you know, storefront church sound, that good old foot stomping, hand clapping, good harmony sound. They would transition it into like disco music and many other artists would do the same thing. But, you know, I clicked on to the Clark sisters. Which song? All of them. What I was trying to say is that Karen Clark also sound like Faith Evans to me, Biggie's wife at the time. And I was just like, whoa, this is happening on the radio and in church. I was losing my mind at the homework. Wow. It was cool. So yeah, Karen Clark.
You know, I think there was a period in US music and radio, I think in the 50s and 60s, when from gospel, a lot of artists started soul and funk, and it was seen as blasphemy in a way, right? It was like, what are you doing to our...
I mean, yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, as I got older, my research and homework kind of shifted in timelines, because I'm starting with, you know, the Clark sisters and Karen Clark, and that's what I'm telling you first initially. But, you know, as I got a little bit older, started learning music theory for myself, started learning what stage presence is. And this is way before Beyonce and Adele. This is just in church, because that's also a stage presence. Learning what that call and response meant. I went from, you know, enjoying the Clark sisters, you know, in the 90s to also in my ear researching James Brown back in the 60s, who was doing the exact same thing. Little Richard, who was doing the exact same thing as solo artists. And I was just, and they looked like me, and they were, and they were dressed as, well, at that time they were dressed as my dreams. Now they're dressed as how I dress now. But it's just like, I saw myself more in a male figure in them. I mean, because in the gospel music, I would see myself more in the powerful female singers, even though there are insanely powerful men singers. My uncle, so many men that I know that I've learned so much. I mean, actually everyone's a powerful singer at this point. But it's like, I drew more towards the women in gospel, but in R&B, I drew more towards the men. Tank is one of my favorite R&B artists. Tank is one of my favorite R&B artist. Like, I love Tank, and I also want to take this time to wish him well. We are praying for you. Tank is one of my favorite artists. Chris Brown is one of my favorite artists. Justin Bieber is one of my favorite artists. People get so weird because they think because I'm so gay that my taste in music should be a certain way, but it's very A&R, my taste in music. And it's like I take it very seriously. It's like even my friends know, it's like, be careful having a conversation with me about music or an artist, because things are, I don't know. This is what I love.
Yes, yes. I mean, that's why we're here. We all do, and that's totally fine. Right. And I think that's the beauty of also having an eclectic taste. It makes it for sure. That's what we're saying. Like,
and I learn every day. Seasoning. And I learn every day.
All the different seasoning
for sure.
makes it. Yeah.
And I'm learning new seasonings like every day. Everyone has it.
Exactly.
Like, I just don't want to be closed-minded and also be acceptant to the new generation of musicians, because they're also teaching us stuff. And I'm saying the new generation because I think I'm in the old and I'm in the new.
Yeah.
I'm quite seasoned.
It goes very fast,
I feel
though. Like if you look back,
goes by so fast.
What is it, 2021? Let's say 2015, this is only 5 years ago, and already things have changed so much in this such a short period.
It's crazy.
But going back to you, like, I'd love to find a way to discover who you are, but with 3 songs. Like 3 songs to define who you are.
Oh, that's very easy.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
1, 3 songs that define who I am. One is My Life.
Your own production. Doesn't.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say me. My Life by Mary J Blige. Mm-hmm. My life, my life, my life, my life.
Why?
Because just like she said, you could take a look at my life and see what I see.
If you look at my life and see what I've seen. La, 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 la. If you look at my life and see what I've seen. La, 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 la. If you look at my life and see what I've seen. La, 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 la. If you look at my life and see what I've seen.
And I feel like Mary J Blige has been through a lot, and I kind of I can relate to a lot of things that she's been through, in the music industry. Well, I'm starting off in the music industry, on drugs, not on drugs anymore. I'm also sober. I've been very proud of my sobriety for the past 3 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Mary J Blige is just legend. So yeah. My Life by Mary J Blige. Number 2, I Look to You by Whitney Houston.
Ooh.
As I lay me down, heaven hear me now. I'm lost without a cause, after giving it my all. Winter storms have come and darkened my sun. After all that I've been through, who on earth can I turn to? I look to you, I look to you. After all my strength is gone, in you I can be strong. I look to you.
Everything I said about Mary J Blige, I'm gonna imply for Whitney as well. This woman is like, I would switch rooms, but I'm really comfortable right now. But in my room, there's a whole montage of Whitney Houston. She is everything to me. I love Whitney Houston. And lastly, I want to give it to Luther Vandross. But which song would I give it to? Are you next to a computer?
I am.
I'm literally next to a computer. I just want to make sure I get the right song. the right song for you. I think it's Get the Love. I don't know what it's called, by Luther. That I've been missing. YouTube. Wait for Love by Luther Vandross.
Knowing love the way I do, I can say for certain that it's true. There's a chance for me and you. I surely feel like the time is near. The picture in my mind is very clear. I think love has brought us here. I remember not too long ago, I was just a lonely person with a lonely heart. Yeah. And I was hoping there could one day be a chance for me to get the love that I'd been missing. Sometimes love takes a long time, but wait for love and you're gonna get the chance to love. Wait for love, wait for love. Oh,
Yeah, Wait for Love by Luther Vandross. Actually, damn, see, 3 songs is very difficult.
Very difficult.
I want to make it very clear that there needs to be a playlist to identify me.
Which is
in music,
gonna be attached to your interview.
Okay, because I can continue. It's like I narrowed it down for 3. And I gave it to 3 that are... One. Okay, all right. Brandy.
Ooh.
He Is by Brandy, which is on her Full Moon album. Why? Because Brandy is like an IV vein for me, for Muse. Like her voice is like an IV for me.
Wow.
It's just like it's an actual climate to me. Like I feel like when I listen to Brandy, like I have to prepare myself like a weather report. You know what I mean? It feels very climate. Can't help it.
It's the only explanation to the question at hand. Like years of pain gone away in a single day. There's nothing that compares to the way you make me feel inside. And I'm so glad you're mine. Oh, Prince John. My fortune and fame, but as long as you stay here with me, I would be okay. I look at you and I see me, just reflections of the love you made with me.
And the song He Is, and the whole album Full Moon, but the song He Is very special. And last but not least, if I could, Beyonce.
The Queen Bee.
The Queen. I mean, how dare you ask me what song? But if I had to choose the first album, Beyonce, titled Beyonce. Oh, no, it was Dangerously in Love was her first album. And the song, oh God, I don't know what it's called. I wish I could look in your eyes.
I wish I could look in your eyes and tell you how I feel right now inside. Baby, I know that it's real, so real, so real, so real. morning, every afternoon, every night. I wanna be with you. It don't matter if we go to the park or watch a play, stay in a hotel room all day and just wanna be with you. I love everything about you, from your old school tennis shoes to the way you move when you're dancing with me. Do you remember our first kiss?
Gift from a Virgo. She lost her mind on that. Impossible. Whoa. Impossible. That's when I lost my, that's when I was like, yeah, okay. My hands was up with Beyonce. That's when I actually I fell deep in love, because I was already in love with Destiny's Child, like, you know, tight harmonies, no failures, like never fail. I love stuff like that. Perfection. Yeah. Sorry. Some of us love perfection. Yeah. Just really, really tight. Yeah. I've always loved them. But when Beyonce dropped her first album, Gift from a Virgo, to me, like it just registers, like, because music also registers like scores in my head, like, because you know, music is also transcribed into actual music, you know, and reading that is just as cool as hearing it. So imagine listening to it, and it's a lot. So Gift from a Virgo by Beyonce was I was just like, what kind of mice running through the trap? I don't how is this jazz happening with someone's throat? She's like, where is she from? Like, it was just a lot.
It's like, who are you? But
yeah.
Have you ever?
And if I have one more before, if I have one last one, I'm so sorry. Sex, Love, and Pain by Tank. That's it. I'm done. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Sex, your love, pain. Sex, your love, pain. Let's go. I'll give you my all and all, everything you need from me. I'll be there to catch you when you fall. All you gotta do is believe. We've been through the worst, and I know it hurts. This merry-go-round goes around and around. I just want you to know I'm all in. So here we go again. Sex love, sex, love, and pain too. Yeah, I want it all. I want it all. Sex, love, and pain. Sex, love, and pain too. I want it all. I want it all. Whatever you need from me, I'll give it to you. I will. I'll give it to you. I will. Sex, love, and pain too. I want it all. I want it all.
Have you ever met any of these idols? Have you ever worked or want to work? Obviously, but
I would love to work with all of them. I've, believe it or not, met Beyonce. Maybe. I met her once. I mean, I shook her hand once and said,
I hope you didn't
"Oh
watch
my
it."
God." I didn't, and I have a picture of me not washing my hands. But yeah, I went to this party she had at Coachella. It was out of nowhere, and she was there, and it was a lot of plant-based food, and that's me. And there was old school music, and I was like, this is me as well. She's just like, I had a really good time. Shout out to Dev for that. Shout out to Blood Orange also.
yes,
Because we played Coachella, and it was the time when, it was a Beyonce party, and I went. And the previous times before that, it was just random how like things happen. Like I remember Beyonce put out that 10 video album, and like she did like a pop-up in New York, and I thought we were just gonna go see it. You know, there was like okay, yeah, let's be those weird girls, go see it. She's not gonna be there. She shows up for our Q&A. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Like it's just a lot. Like it was weird times. And then like I've been to the concerts multiple times. On my own, and also I guess as an influencer, somehow I got involved with Ivy Park and got on a bus and went to go see it, the Carters tour. But I also saw her at Coachella and lost my mind. And I have a strong belief that I can hear myself in the audience of the Coachella performance that's on Netflix, and I can point out exactly where I am because I have an Instagram saved of myself screaming profusely at a specific time of that album.
You have to send me that audio.
I will. And it's during the time when she sung Lift Every Voice and Sing, I lost my mind and screamed, and it ended up on the record. I have no doubt that my scream ended up on that motherfucking record that night at Coachella.
I love it. I love it. And I also love, you once said, we live in a love refreshment era, which I totally agree with.
Oh my God, yeah. I think so. Yeah,
and
I really
agree.
believe that.
What does that that look and sound like to you? Our love refreshment era that we live in currently.
Let's separate it first. What is love? I feel like we're now understanding what big heart energy is. we're now understanding how love is an action word. It's not just something that you say. Also, things that you say is also actionable. So I think in this new generation, we're understanding that love is more actionable. Everyone's not as emotional as you think. Mm-hmm. Some people need facts. And if you tell me that you love me, and if it's an action, I want to see that and see it happen. So I think more of that is happening. And what was the other word?
Look and sound.
Oh, wait, what?
What the love refreshment era looks and sound
love
like
refreshment, yes. Yeah. And then refreshment. Just refreshment is like, it's not really adding anything new, but it's updating what's already there. So it's like a rejuvenation of love, a rejuvenation of compassion, a rejuvenation of, new relationships, new friendships, just new confidence also, because these are things that you get from new relationships, new friendships. And that's something that I feel like I've experienced, especially during this pandemic. I think a lot of people experienced that as well, hopefully.
No, there was a lot of, I think, filtering through your life as we lived it. I think the pandemic really, and people, I mean, how many people suddenly fell off your radar because, okay, were they really close?
So many.
People? Yeah. You just really,
so
and
many.
the ones you actually cherish.
I mean, I thank the pandemic for so many reasons. Like, I love the pandemic.
It was
I now know who I am because of the pandemic.
Same.
Before the pandemic, I think my resume spoke for me. And I'm just like, what is that resume? And I'm just like, I now know who I am, and it feels great to know who you are. But not only do I know who I am, I can now identify the issues I've had, which is identity crisis, not knowing who I am. So, now that I know who I am, it's just like, it's just a great feeling.
I love that. I mean, if you look from 24/7 to Auntie to now, your colors track, see you. I mean, your sound has changed. And this is like, what, 3-4 year period?
The sound has changed, yes. Auntie was a different vibe that I wanted to express.
Yeah.
Because Sugar Sex Tape is Sugar Sex Tape. It's me, and this is in the club, like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Auntie, was more of me making sure that people knew that I love music and I really love funk music, because Sugar Sex Tape can come off as experimental to a lot of people who it can just come off like fitting in, because it is a part of an era of, like, auto-tune, like a nasty beat with a nasty hook, and just like get a girl to come shake her ass real quick and boom, it's fab. But Auntie is a tribute to actual musicianship and funk era and James Brown, and like music that my mom and my grandparents listened to, music that my family still listens to when I go over to the house and we do line dances, like music that get people together. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Auntie's tribute was. Yeah. So it did transition. And then now Colors is me, with the Colors song, See You is me, slightly, and no one knows this, but me slightly transitioning again and moving the people forward to something new from me that's going to come soon.
But that's what I mean with like how like the pandemic really maybe accelerated that, or kind of, because now that you found yourself even more, I think you're finding your sound even more. I think it's beautiful. I mean, 3 periods.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, but what a lot of people hopefully know as well, or don't know, that you're an artist. You're not just a musician, you're also an artist and a designer. And
I am an artist.
Yeah.
I do a lot.
And different mediums. Yeah.
Why stop?
Exactly. I think today we live anyway in a pick and choose generation with the streaming and everything. So you can do whatever you want, and there's so much mixture. I think that
and I'm really proud that we're in this era now. But also growing up in this new era, you know, what's always been a problem for me, and maybe it's a problem for a lot of people that are like me that do multiple things. I, believe it or not, was really insecure about what all of it meant as a whole. Like, I haven't called myself an actual artist until now.
Yeah.
If you asked me who I was, I would tell you 30 things. I was 30 active things. I mean, literally actively those things.
It's like the post-its behind you. Each of the post-its is one thing.
Literally.
The overall image that we see. That's what
literally. And I would have so much self-doubt and no confidence to just literally say, well, I'm an artist. and you know, what that meant. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm an artist. And like, I'm a full artist. I love it. I do it all and love it all.
And I mean, we just kind of touched on this, like pick and choose, and you know, things change. I mean, we just used the past 5 years. But as an artist, how much do you have to adapt to the times and without losing yourself or your DNA? You know, how much do you go with the times without becoming, I don't know, changing yourself too much?
I really thank God, because I've never understood whatever guidelines or whatever that meant. I feel like the path has definitely been set for me, even with my fashion career, everything. It's always just about everything that I put into fashion, everything I put into music is usually either my experience or how I grew up or the culture around me. So if it changes, it's because the culture around me changes, and it hasn't changed. If anything, they're adapting to the culture and trying to replicate the past few decades that I've been around. So like, it's like, I don't know. It's like no one's referencing anything new.
Yeah,
they're referencing everything old and adding on, but not really. So it's like, I don't really know.
Everyone pulls from the same sources, really, and just mixes.
Everyone is pulling from the same sources, and then those sources seem to be something that I've done for 20 years. So it's like, and I'm not talking like a big head. I'm just saying, like, if there's something new, I would love to learn. I'm ready to learn new. So, which is why I'm venturing off into like other things that are my weaknesses, or things that I may find new strengths in, like, I don't know, movies or or writing stories for people, or just like other mediums that I've developed within these careers in fashion. Like, there's so many things that I think that I can do, and I'm probably going to do as an artist.
I mean, looking at the history of, let's say, the past 100 years, you know, we had these like cultural dense environments, like scenes, right? From Paris in the early 20th century, or downtown New York in the 80s. And I think to you guys, like the past 10 years in New York with Ghetto Gothic, how important do you think are these dense cultural exchanges for creativity? Like, do you have to come out of a scene, or do you need this kind of pressure cooker, you know, with all these different mediums and people coming together?
You don't have to come out of a scene. A scene is a little bit of a push, and it depends on the scene. You know, everything is a scene, but not all of these scenes are noticed. Not all of these scenes flourish or prosper. It's like, you really don't have to come out of the scene, especially if there's greatness inside of you. You know, like, we can all lead each other to the water, but we can't make everybody drink the water. So it's just like, I feel like
I love that.
It's really not about it. It is about your village. It is about your community, sure, but you don't have to come out of anything. You have access to that greatness. The gifts is in you. You know, all of this, like being in a club and being around a group or anything like that may influence you, but the gift is in you. And these things add to developing you. You know what I mean? So it's like, I wouldn't like subject it to like a scene at all.
From Ghetto Gothic to Hood by Air, that whole period, what was that like, being part of that movement? But also, what did it sound like? What tracks would you choose that kind of define that period when it was all coming up? I mean, you guys really, that movement really influenced, until this day, everything we see in fashion and design and music, you know. So it's very important. I think also if we're going to look back in 10, 20 years, it will be a culturally important moment, like that defined the beginning of this whole new change.
I agree, but I also feel like the change happened more in Hood by Air than it did in Ghetto Gothic. I feel like Ghetto Gothic, yeah, it's not as attached as you think. I feel like Ghetto Gothic was a great experience where, you know, it was our playground, of course, at night. And of course, a lot of, you know, great sounds and artists came out of that. But Hood by Air and Ghetto Gothic it was the same culture, but developed completely different things and continued in completely different paths. Yeah. But the era of both of them were at the same time was insane. Yeah. Like, this is the beginning of everyone that everyone likes now.
Yeah.
Like, this is the beginning of, I don't even know who to name because it's all of them. Like, we were all should be like the documentary.
Yeah.
We were all like,
that's the title of your film.
If I saw a bunch of Ghetto Gothic flyers from like 2008, 9, and 10, I would cry. All those names. Some of those people have Grammys now. Some of those people have moved on and made movies. Some of those people have took over the art world. You know, some of those people like are genius designers and still going. It's like a lot of things developed in New York City, downtown during that time. Sure. Great times. I learned everything.
From those parties, is there like one moment or track that you remember that you cherish the most that you can share with us?
There was an Alicia Keys remix by Physical Therapy. Oh, it's just honesty. Eternity. What song is that? I'll wait for eternity. You should say right now. You know Alicia Keys? Well, there was an Alicia Keys remix that Physical Therapy did.
Okay.
That song, I think.
Yeah, I'll find it.
That's a big hit. Yeah.
You know, obviously now past pandemic, and I think the world is opening up again, and we are starting to go out. Do you have like a go-to track when you're getting ready to get you into the mood, to pump you up?
Yeah, I mean, Tina Marie.
Oh, yes.
Square Biz. Yeah, I have so many. Like, I have a whole playlist that I've shared with many of my friends that they need to play when it's time to go out. Yeah. Yeah. Square Biz, Tina Marie. I'm very old school. Yeah. Like, that auntie thing wasn't just a project. It's kind of truly,
honey, I've
it's
got that
truly
record
how I am.
actually as a record, so.
Wow. Oh, cool. That's what's up.
Yeah. That was one of my defining references for the club at the Chateau. Wow. You know, as a part of the mood board.
Shout out to Chromeo.
Yes.
Oh my God, I gotta get one of those records at the Chateau in that little record rack.
There you go. We're gonna do that in the new year, honey.
Cute. Yeah, shout out to Chromeo. I love them.
Yeah,
my uncle's in the funk.
What's the sexiest song?
I mean, we're in between. We can go back to Beyonce or Tank when it comes to this, but I'm gonna give it to Tank. Sex, Love, and Pain by Tank. It's one of the sexiest songs ever. Oh my God. Yebba Smith. Before, I know I mentioned all these old artists, not old, but like prolific artists, but before if I have to mention anyone new, Yebba Smith is my favorite artist ever. Yebba Smith, hashtag Yebba Smith. She is amazing. Hands up, and hands up. White woman too, and she could sing. Hands the fuck up. Yebba, I fucking love you. Like, shout out to her. I listen to her religiously.
Now I work in the city and I blend into the crowd, and the people grieve with me since the towers came down. You could cut the pollution with a butter knife. You could wake up at 2 and then party all night. But I'm missing my mama, so I'll stand on the street and get high. There's a picture of us hidden in a layer of dust on the mantle right by my cigarettes that I smoked since you left, 'cause you said you had to fly.
Love it. Do you have a go-to falling in love or heartbreak song?
This is when I venture off into hip hop. I'm a huge rap fan. Like, yeah, I love hip hop on the low. Like, I love that hood thug shit on the low. Like, I grew up in the hood. So, like, most of my friends are like gay or like really gangster straight men. Like,
was there a conflict
I grew
growing up in that juxtaposition sometimes? Like, today I think it's more the kids today are way more woke in that word and more, I think, open-minded, just because the culture and the media
basically
has changed.
that was the foundation of Hood by Air, period.
Yeah.
Like, our foundation of Hood by Air was actually just being able to coexist in the hood as who we are, and I was always used to having on a skirt in the projects, because if they had a problem with it, I also had hands that could fight. So it would be like, it's very normal. It was very normal to me in the beginning. I just love how it progressed for everyone in New York. Like, a lot of people came to New York to experience that vibe. And it's like, now it's insane. It's a parade every day. But yeah, I think, it was just I was just influenced by everything. I'm always influenced by everything around me.
A sponge.
No SpongeBob.
Do you have a heartbreak song?
Yeah. As We Lay by Kelly Price.
Is that, does it bring back memories of pain?
Oh, always. Always. Heartbreak. Heartbreak is for losers. Just kidding. Title of my next EP. Heartbreak is for losers.
The second title of your movie.
Right. Could be cool.
Before we get to our last question.
Oh man, I love these questions.
Do we get a little sing along? first few notes of your most recent track?
Sing along of my See You?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand where the time flies. No flight crew. Had my heart for months when I told you this old news. But you still trying to heal from the old you, and it's all cool. I thought we signed up for forever. I'm just kidding.
Love it.
Just kidding.
Well,
I lit the blunt as soon as you asked me to sing, so I wasn't even ready for that shit. God.
It's fine.
But I'll do it again anytime, any place. Thanks for having me.
We are going to have a live show with you in this upcoming new year.
That. Let's do it.
If your life would be a movie, our last question. If your life would be a movie, what song would play in the end credits?
Wow. I Was Here by Beyonce.
I was here. I lived. I loved. I was here. I did. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I just want them to know that I gave my all, did my best, brought someone some happiness, left this world a little better, just because I was here.
Or Listen by Beyonce on the Dreamgirls soundtrack.
I am alone at a crossroads. I'm not at home in my own home, and I've tried to say what's on my mind. You should have known. Oh, now I'm done believing you. You don't know what I'm feeling. I'm more than what you made of me. I followed the voice you gave to me, but now I gotta find my own.
Either one of those songs would work. Or the national black anthem of America, which is Lift Every Voice and Sing, which I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. I might be screaming during that portion of Beyonce singing it at the Coachella 2000.
Till earth and heaven ring with the harmony of liberty.
Well, Ian, it's been a real pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Thank you.
Let's do this again really soon, please.
For sure. We're going to have a lot of fun in the new year. Last question. Are we on air?
I mean, we're definitely on the air. We've been on air. We've been on air.
We've been on air. Ian, I speak to you soon.
Yes. Yes, speak to you soon. Love you. Be safe.
Ciao.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank
Ciao.
you. Ciao, ciao.
Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you for tuning in this week. If you want to listen to the full playlist, visit areweonair.com or our Spotify channel. You can also find us on Instagram and on YouTube at areweonair. And a big thank you to my wonderful team at Studio Neu. I'm Armand Nafei, and I'll speak to you soon.